Throughout this ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, most of the mainstream media and social media platforms have been waging an outrageous, vicious information warfare or propaganda warfare campaign against Russia. Needless to say, social media giant Meta, which was previously Facebook, is leading the way in this information warfare or propaganda warfare. It is time to expose people like Mark Zuckerberg and the sinister agenda behind this outrageous information warfare. Kindly watch this episode till the very end in order to get an alternative perspective. Recently, a disturbing statement was issued by a Meta spokesperson, and I quote, "As a result of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we have temporarily made allowances for forms of political expression that would normally violate our rules like violent speech such as death to the Russian invaders. We still won't allow credible calls for violence against Russian civilians." So what should you do now? Thank Meta for sparing the Russian civilians, and now look how Reuters has reported this. Their Twitter handle says Facebook and Instagram to temporarily allow calls for violence against Russians. Facebook also stated that it would allow admiration for the Ukraine's neo-Nazi Azov battalion last week. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky thanked Mark Zuckerberg from his Twitter handle for standing alongside Ukraine. It reads, "War is not only a military opposition on UA land, it is also a fierce battle in the informational space." Zelensky tweeted, "I want to thank Meta and other platforms that have an active position that help and stand side by side with the Ukrainians." Therefore, Meta, which was previously Facebook, is blatantly permitting pro-Ukraine propaganda and rhetoric to propagate while censoring and prohibiting pro-Russian point of view. Therefore, Meta, which was previously Facebook, is openly waging an information war or propaganda war on behalf of Ukraine against Russia. Let us now expose some of the disinformation campaign or hate campaign or racial abuse that are being thrown at the Russians. Chris Menahan from informationliberation.com has recently reported that Ukrainian government statement had hailed their people's Slavic racial purity and concluded that the Russians originated through mixing. Ukrainian government's Institute of National Remembrance recently issued a now deleted statement hailing their people's Slavic racial purity and contrasting them with mongrel Russian hordes formed through mixing of various tribes. So you can now understand where it is really heading. Ukraine is waging a clear race war against the Russians. This post, however, has been taken down since then, but it clearly shows where it is heading. Aryanism, racism, supremacism, and white supremacism. The age-old formula of the ruling elites. Recently, a person called Gennady Druzenko, head of Ukrainian military medical service, boasted on Ukraine 24 channel that he gave strict orders to castrate all the wounded Russians because they are cockroaches and not human beings. Well, not all fascists wear swastikas. Gennady Druzenko has close ties with United States of America with stints at USAID, Chemonix and Wilson Center.
Горит путинская техника хорошо. Трупы путиноидов смердят, но опять-таки становятся безвредными. Я своим врачам дал указание. Всегда я был большим гуманистом и говорил, что как только человек пораненный, он уже не враг, а пациент. Но теперь очень жесткое указание всем мужчинам кастрировать, потому что это тараканы, а не люди. И поверьте, все врачи, которые всю жизнь спасали пациентов, русские тут будут умирать в большом количестве. Те, кто уйдет, будут вспоминать кошмар украинской земли, как немцы вспоминали Сталинград.
И все они будут привлечены к ответственности, Геннадий, да? Давайте...
And this racial hatred towards the Russians has been translated into the genocidal agenda of the Ukrainian neo-Nazis. Recently, Ukrainian Channel 24 TV host Faruddin Sharafmal quoted Adolf Eichmann while issuing a call for the genocide of the Russian children.
Я знаю, що як журналіст я маю бути об'єктивним, маю бути виваженим для того, щоб повідомляти вам інформацію з холодним серцем, але направду триматися зараз дуже важко, особливо в такий час, і якраз уже нас на Росії називають нацистами, фашистами і так далі, я дозволю собі зацитувати слова Адольфа Ейхмана, який сказав, що для того, щоб знищити націю, потрібно нищити в першу чергу дітей. Тому що вбиваючи їхніх батьків, діти виростуть і обов'язково помстяться. Вбиваючи дітей, вони ніколи не виростуть, і нація зникне. Як Збройні сили України не можуть нищити російських дітей, тому що це заборонено правилами війни, і це заборонено різними конвенціями, в тому числі Женевськими. Але я не зі Збройних сил України. І коли мені випаде нагода розправитися з росіянами, я обов'язково це зроблю. Я дотримуюсь, раз ви вже називаєте нацистами, дотримуюсь доктрини Адольфа Ейхмана і зроблю все, що від мене залежить, для того, щоб ні ви, ні ваші діти ніколи не жили на цій землі. Для того, щоб ви відчули, як воно, коли вмирають ні в чому не винні цивільні люди, для того, щоб ви відчули весь біль і страждання, коли ви говорите, а ми не починали війни, це все Путін, ми не хотіли цієї війни. Ми теж її не хотіли, але тепер ви мусите розуміти, що тут йдеться про перемогу українського народу, а не мир. Нам потрібна перемога. І якщо для цього доведеться вирізати всі ваші сім'ї, я буду одним із перших, хто це зробить. Слава нації! І сподіваємось, що такої нації, як Росія і росіяни, ніколи більше не залишиться на цій землі. Тому що це просто виродки, які засмічують цю землю. І якщо в українців є можливість, що вони зараз в принципі роблять, трощити, різати, вбивати, душити москальноту, я сподіваюся, що кожен внесе свій вклад і замочить хоча б одного москаля.
Meta, that is previously Facebook, has helped none other than Volodymyr Zelensky spread endless disinformation to try and trick NATO into the Third World War. Volodymyr Zelensky, in reality, tried to con or cheat US Congress and NATO into the Third World War, comments Chris Menahan. Most recently, Meta helped Zelensky spread a lie that the Russians attacked the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant with tanks and was leaking radiation, and it could lead to a nuclear holocaust that could wipe out all of Europe if NATO doesn't immediately get involved in the war and start World War III. Meta also helped Zelensky to spread the lie that Russians attacked Chernobyl nuclear power plant and were trying to trigger a meltdown. But that is not all. Disinformation campaign included the fabricated story around the Snake Island episode, a false attack on a Holocaust memorial in Kyiv, and the ghost of Kyiv Fekeri. People need to wake up from their slumber and start thinking deep. People must understand that this idea of Aryanism, racism, supremacism, white supremacism, fascism, Nazism, imperialism originate from a nuisance and fakery called "We are the chosen people of God." Yes, it is you folks who propped up this idea such as Aryanism, racism, supremacism, white supremacism, fascism, Nazism in one hand, and on the other hand, you propped up the idea of communism by funding the Bolsheviks, aka communist leaders. Using the Nazis, you killed millions of Slavic people, millions of Roma people, and millions of people from African and Asian origin. Using communists, you killed 60 million ethnic Russians, that is the Slavs. And then you orchestrated the Second World War as part of your Hegelian dialectic doctrine, a clash of ideologies which claimed the lives of 27 million Russians and millions of ethnic Germans. It was a demonstration of your genocidal agenda, and it continues till today. You continue to demonstrate your genocidal agenda in Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Yemen. You demonstrated your genocidal agenda by wiping out the Amero-Indians or Red Indians in North America, South America, and in Australia. No, you are not the chosen people of God. I repeat once more, you are not the chosen people of God. It is a hypocrisy and a self-serving justification that gives you the license to commit all sorts of crime against the humanity. God cannot be biased or partial, and if he is biased, or if he is partial, then he is not God. Either the entire humanity is the chosen people of God, or no one is the chosen people of God. And certainly, you, the clique of ruling elites, are not the chosen people of God. Therefore, stop living in fool's paradise, and your time is up, and your days are numbered. Viewers might follow a link given in the description section. Kindly share this video with your loved ones, and thanks for watching.